Alright, what's going on, everybody? So before I get into the news, I just wanted to let everybody know I still will be sticking to the same news format in which I compile all the current events that happen in the week and talking about them in one video. I will still be doing that on the weekends, but through the week I'm going to try to take certain events and just make them into news updates. Most likely it will be the biggest urgent breaking news topics that should be talked about immediately. And if I can, and that type of news avails itself every day, then I will try to make at least one news video update every day on one topic, along with the BG plays and most likely a live stream video that you're going to see me upload most likely what I'm aiming for every day. So with the formula I have set up now, it's very likely you could be getting 2 videos a day, one piece of news and then another piece of just random gameplay, which all of you will see later. But anyway, let's get into the big topic. Ubisoft has officially announced that The Division has been delayed until early 2016, latest March 2016. Ubisoft CEO Ves Guillemot said that this is a move that has always benefited the company. He also said that they will be announcing a new game this fall. We don't know, he didn't state if it was a new IP or a continuation of a franchise. Also, Assassin's Creed Syndicate gameplay was revealed today if you didn't see it. So this delay was very expected. I pretty much think anybody with common sense saw this coming. Just by looking at The Division and seeing what stage they were with it, we were barely seeing any gameplay. I think the last gameplay we saw was E3. It seemed like a very ambitious project, and especially with the way this generation is going, this has continued to be the generation of delays, which is not a bad thing by any means. I mean, especially if you put in your mind, if you set it in your mind that these games are going to be delayed, you have nothing to be upset over eventually. I mean, yes, it is disturbing sometimes that we really want these games, especially these multiplayer games, because there's been a drought of those. But if you put it in your mind that when these developers announce these release dates, especially the ones you can tell that just aren't going to make it to the release date, if you just put it in your mind, that's not going to happen, you can't be disappointed. You just can't be. So The Division joins the many other games that have been delayed into 2016, and I think the winter and spring of all of these years are going to become a hot spot for gaming releases, because usually what happens, it's becoming a common trend that these developers aim to release their game in the fall at the end of the year, but it ends up being delayed into the winter or the early spring, which is not a bad thing, because a lot of the times where they aim to release it, there seems to be there are a lot of games coming out around that time. So it leads to a lot of clutter, because everybody wants to release their game in the winter, around holiday season, because that's where it sells most. But I think that will change, and developers need to embrace the fact that you can release a game, after the holiday season, and it will still sell well, simply for the fact that your game will have its own spotlight. They're so obsessed with the holiday season, and I get that, but there are many games that performed well in January, February, March, just because they had their own time to shine. And I think that's just something they need to embrace. And they also need to simply just stop announcing release dates so far ahead of time. I think the reason they do it is because I think it's the marketing teams that like release dates for some reason. I could be wrong, but I think it's really like a marketing thing. It helps their marketing, so the marketing team likes it if the game has a release date, and then the investors like to know, of the company like to know when a game is coming out. They like that, so I think that's why they're kind of forced to at least give an initial release date, year, month, something like that. But it really doesn't make any sense, because they rarely end up reaching it. So let me know what y'all think about everything. I'm out of here. Peace.